Good afternoon, folks. Aaron Dorr coming at you again with the New York State Firearms Association. Guys, we have a lot of information to convey in today's video update. I'm going to throw up a watch party a minute first before we start doing that. Give me a moment to get that done. As you guys get signed in, let me know where you're watching from. As always, that helps the video be seen by more people. Give me a moment here to start up our watch party, and we're going to kick off this video. Again, as you guys get signed in, let me know where you're watching from. That helps the video be seen by more gun owners, and we need that since Facebook is not exactly a fan, and we all know that. All right, I'm getting this loaded up over here. I'm going to post some comment information in the comment section, and we're going to kick off this video. Of course, my own audio is part of the problem. All right, there we go. That's good. All right. I see you guys getting signed in. Let me know again where you're watching from. I'm going to put one last comment in the comment section. All right, there, I'm going to pin that to the top, and we're going to kick off this video. The first gun control bill that we need to talk about of the session is going to be one of the topics of today's video. But, you know, guys, after our video in Albany, was that 2 days ago, 3 days ago now, we're getting hundreds and hundreds of Facebook messages and calls and emails from folks wanting to know about the organization and about the state of the fight for gun rights in New York State. We're going to address all of that and this corrupt guy in this video here today. Let me fire off one last message here. All right, good deal. So we all know how corrupt Albany is. We all know that these people are a bunch of evil, America-hating, New York State-hating, socialist nut jobs. We also know these people are some of the most corrupt, and I mean corrupt people that we've ever encountered, that you've ever heard of. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And the problem then that has kind of overtaken the fight for gun rights in New York State is that, you know, there's no information coming out. You know, gun owners hear about what's going to happen after it's already happened. The existing organizations that have been fighting for gun owners in New York State, they're never in the Capitol. That's the one thing I heard all day up there on, was it Wednesday? Whatever, Wednesday. That's the one thing I heard. Every office I went to, every lawmaker I spoke with, it was, holy cow, we haven't seen a pro-gun lobby presence in this building in years. And so one of the problems, and we're going to discuss again kind of the problem or the status and the fight for gun rights in this video before we break down this incredibly bad bill you have to hear about. But one of the problems then that we have in the state is just that gun owners, you great, wonderful, passionate people who care about your freedom, you know, you don't know what's going on until it's already happened. Because the other organizations that you have entrusted with your support, entrusted with your freedom, they're either A, never in the building, not present, not active in that fight, or B, they are endorsing some of the very gun control proposals that King Cuomo is trying to push. And we're going to break that down here in a minute as well. Jeff says, where's the NRA? Jeff, I talked to the best lawmakers in Albany just a couple days ago, and they said they've just totally abandoned the state. And everybody knows this. They've taken millions and millions and millions of dollars from gun owners in New York State, millions, and they've done nothing with it. They've done nothing. I'm trying to find a paper here, guys. Just give me 1 second here. I'm find a paper I want to demonstrate what we're talking about here. And so the big issue, one of the big challenges then, is to get the information into the hands of gun owners who can then take action with it. And that's why, guys, I want to tell you, we've had so many new, wonderful, amazing, patriotic people become members with this organization in the last 72 hours. And if you're a member, you're going to be receiving these updates. But folks, if you're not opted into our email program, you're missing out. If you're not opted in to our text message alert program, you're missing out. We have a link, whether you're watching on the watch party Whether you're watching, on the primary video, there's a link above and there's a link in the comment section. And I need everybody who is watching this video, when this broadcast is over, I need everybody to take a moment and just jot down your information in that link. I don't even need your address. I just need to have your name, your zip code, and you have to opt in for phone numbers. It's really simple. The link is above this video. I'm going to check this on my phone to make sure of one last thing here, just to make sure of one thing. And then we're all good to go. You have to opt in, though, guys, or you're not going to know what's going on because, we use Facebook Live videos as a primary method of communication. But I can't tell you how easy it is to do text alerts and do automatic updates live in the Capitol via text. And if you're not in, guess what? You're not going to get the message. And you can't put pressure on lawmakers. And this is all part of the problem. Even when the other organizations in the state if they were ever in the Capitol, they're using 1990s technology. Sure, it's nice to have a full color 30-page magazine sent to our door every whatever it is, every couple months. But that comes out after the fight's already over. It's too late. There's no way to take action. That's ridiculous. That doesn't work anymore. But real-time texting updates is one of the perks of being involved with the New York State Firearms Association. Email updates as well with all kinds of information and videos and details, pulling back the curtain on these corrupt as hell bastards in Albany. That's one of the perks that you'll get. You actually get to know what's actually going on, what's actually happening. And for way too long, that has not been the case in Albany. You guys are not told what's happening. You're not told when to take action. You're not told what bills are about to pass. You're not told what to do. You're almost never told who's responsible. Sure, we all know that Cuomo is responsible. But how many of you guys were told by the other organizations? I'm not trying to be coy. I'm talking about the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, because everybody knows that Tom King with the Rifle and Pistol Association has publicly endorsed Cuomo's gun control bill. If you saw his State of the State address on Wednesday, you know that one of his primary goals this session is to ban ghost guns. Ghost guns, because all of a sudden ghost guns, which all he means is 80% lowers, all of a sudden 80% lowers are a huge problem in New York State. Oh, just shut up and spare me. Spare me. But, you would expect that to come from Cuomo, right? We get that. We know who he is. But now we have other organizations like the Rifle and Pistol Association, and they're openly endorsing this BS. So gun owners are not being told what's going on. They're not being given the information they need to take action. You're kept in the dark. You're only asked to give money to help a fight that's never being fought. And that ends today. That ended days ago in Albany, as a matter of fact. So again, if you want to receive the actual information that you need to be involved in this fight, now is the time. The link is above this video. And you can do it right now on your phone separately. Not now. Wait till we're done talking. It's really simple. It's NYSFA, that's our acronym, updates.com. NYSFA updates.com. Just go there when we're done. It takes 30 seconds. First name, last name, email, phone, and zip. Don't even need your address. Not even going to ask you for it. And again, if you hesitate and say, why do you have my phone number? Look, we're not going to call you. Well, I mean, if we had to call you about a personal question you've got, we'd call you. But we're going to text you real-time updates as they're happening with one-click activism, so you can communicate with your lawmakers instantly, because that's how fast this fight has to move. That's how fast this fight is going to move. You need to be in the loop. You need to be in the loop, and that is right there at nysfaupdates.com. So get signed up. All right, the bill I want to talk to you guys about today The bill I want to discuss right now is Senate Bill 7065. 7065. We're going to have activism, one-click action alerts on this set up next week. Not today. It's going to happen shortly. Don't worry about that. We're going to have time for that. But this bill is coming. I mentioned how corrupt AF Albany is, right? We talked about that. I mean, there's Wikipedia pages dedicated to all the lawmakers who have been taken out of Albany in chains. Karen says 4 people have signed up so far. I think she means from her household. Karen, thank you. Gosh, thank you. This is what we need. Gun owners have to be aware. I'm watching on 2 screens. If I turn my head, I'm reading the comments over here, and I'm talking to you guys over here. So that's why I'm doing this. We have folks watching from all over the state, guys. This is fantastic stuff. Get signed up. It's nysfaupdates.com. So we mentioned how corrupt and evil lawmakers, many of them in Albany, are. This is one of those examples. Where's my picture? Oh, yeah. This is what we're talking about. Senator James Sanders. And in his case, D doesn't just mean Democrat. D means dumb. D means dumb. Senator Sanders has filed Senate Bill 7065. And this bill would require a mental health check prior to being able to go through a background check. So any firearm you buy in the state, you have to run through a NICS check. I think we all know that. And what this guy is going to do, what Senator Sanders is going to do, is require that you go through a freaking mental health background check just to be able to go through the NICS process. So let's break this down for a minute. Everybody knows if you're a veteran or married to one or the parents of one, give me a thumbs up in the comments section. It's our best citizens, and we're proud to call that out. But if you're a veteran, you know that these mental health professionals are very often the kind of people that you don't want to talk to when you come home from military service, because the word's gotten out. There are very few of these people who are on your side. Most of these people are a bunch of liberal as hell statists who want to use the position that they have to take away guns. And so the word gets out. The word gets out then that even if you have a problem, even if you come back from service and you have a hard time sleeping or a hard time adjusting, a hard time getting back to a new normal, the word gets out. Don't go and talk to those people, because all they're going to do is put your name in a database and hit enter, and you're screwed. And that story has been carried out hundreds of thousands of times. Hundreds of thousands of times. These are the same people who are going to be involved in hitting gun owners with red flag gun seizures. Now, after Republicans joined Governor Cuomo in Albany last session to enact this legislation. Did I say that too fast? I want to make sure and say that again. Republicans in Albany joined with Governor Cuomo in passing red flag gun seizures last session. So these same mental health professionals that are already a part of this war against gun owners, these are the people now that you're going to have to go before and get their permission before you can go and beg Cuomo's permission, before you can then exercise your fundamental God-given right to keep and bear arms. If you violate this proposed law, SB 7065, it would be a Class D felony. D as in Democrat, D as in dumbass, whatever you want to say. Class D felony, and would carry a 7-year prison sentence. Now, let's be clear on this. While Cuomo and his band of socialist America-hating zealots all across the state are releasing criminals left, right, and center right now, as their criminal reform laws took effect January 1st, we have hundreds hundreds of violent criminals who have been arrested and kicked out within 20 minutes on the streets because we don't really care about offending that classification of criminal. Make no mistake, you and I, gun owners, we wouldn't be those kind of people. 7 years in prison. 7 years. Folks, if you're getting tuned in late, we're talking about the fact that what's happening in Albany is hidden behind a curtain. You don't know what's going on because they design it that way. They design it that way. It's a pain in the butt to get in the building. It's a pain in the butt to get past security. You got guys standing there holding M4s, halfway aimed at you. I was there on Wednesday. You got troopers all over the building, walking around with slung AR-15s, the kind of firearms and magazines that you and I can't have. It's impossible almost to even go and get into the gallery and talk to lawmakers. It's all designed to keep you and me in the dark. And that has worked for a long time because other organizations either A, never showed up, or B, when they're there, they're part of the problem. If you want to be involved in this fight, sign up for email and text alerts from the New York State Firearms Association. It's nysfaupdates.com. The link is above the video. So this bill would put you in prison for 7 years, Class D felony. Care to guess what other types of crimes in New York are considered Class D felonies? In other words, care to guess what fools like this think of gun owners? You want to guess? Well, other Class D felonies include armed robbery, burglary, vehicular manslaughter, and on it goes. This is what I've been trying to say for the last couple of videos now, and I think it's probably not lost to most people, but we have to remember this. These people hate you. They hate me. They hate law-abiding gun owners. They craft the laws to protect violent criminals, as all of New York now knows, with the criminal bail reform bill that took effect January 1st. And so as they let criminals run wild, they pass safe storage laws, so you can't have a firearm next to your bed anymore. God help you if you do. You can't have the ready means of self-defense, right? Because it's all designed to attack you. And if you do, you're going to prison. And now with SB 7065, should this pass, you'd have to go through a mental health background check and find some of the most evil, statist people anywhere and try to prove to them that you're worthy of being able to exercise your Second Amendment freedoms. If this burns you alive, get involved in this fight. We mentioned the updates, nysfaupdates.com, but also go to joinnysfa.com and become a member. Join NYSFA and jump in this fight. Hundreds of New Yorkers have over the last couple of days. Hundreds of you have. This fight is raging, and we need you guys to be involved. And we talked about how the legislature is so corrupt. I mean, it's just like it's the most corrupt place you can possibly imagine. So when I was preparing for this video, one of the first things I have to do once I have the bill and the bill sponsor and where we're at in the process, one of the first things you have to do in New York State is type in that lawmaker's name and type in that person's name with the word scandals or corruption or criminal probe, and you got to see what comes up. You got to see what comes up because it could be anything. It could be anything. And you know what? This guy, Senator Sanders, the guy who wants to put you in prison for 7 years unless you get a mental health staffer to give you the right to get a firearm, Senator Sanders, well, he's not exactly, an angel either. In fact, I'm not even sure that Senator Sanders could possibly pass a mental health background check himself. In fact, that really would be a great bill we should have filed that every lawmaker needs to pass a freaking mental health background check before they can even run for office. So I find this article, NewYorkPost.com. I think it was the Post. Let me just double check here. Yeah, NYPost.com. This little article, state senator eyed by feds in criminal probe. So these arrogant people who know more about how much freedom you should have than you do, who want to put you in prison for exercising your right to keep and bear arms. This guy, he's quite something. Senator Sanders. All right. This article says that Senator Sanders was eyed by the feds in a criminal probe. This would have been in 2017 or 2016. And I want to be clear. I mean, apparently he wasn't indicted or wasn't convicted. So I'm going to make that clear right up front. But it says right here, the March 2016 FBI subpoena was issued just after the Post reported explosive allegations made by a Queens couple, he's from that area, that Sanders, well, a member of the city council in 2012, offered this couple $1.7 million in government funding for their nonprofit community garden center in exchange for a $250,000 personal kickback. So he would get to use his position as an elected official to route $1.7 million in taxpayer money to them. And then all you got to do is give me a $250,000 in exchange. This stuff happens all the time. All the time. Marion Moses and Melissa Rivera said they refused Sanders' request. Instead, they filed a complaint with local authorities. That then spawned an FBI investigation. So again, I didn't see where he was indicted. He's still in office. I didn't see where he was convicted. So I'm not going to overstate what this was, but it's just every day like this. It's every day. It's all these people. They think they know better than you how you should live your life. And then they should have the ability to tell you the limits of your freedom. And they're all a bunch of corrupt bastards. All of them. They all got deals going on the table. They all are trying to screw you over. And the thing is that nobody, and I mean nobody, is fighting for you. Well, we are now. But everybody is screwing you. Everybody. The other gun groups, we talked about the Rifle and Pistol Association. I mean, these guys are the ones who publicly endorsed Governor Cuomo's bill to ban 80% lower firearms. I mean, how many guys and gals watching right now do these project guns? I mean, how many of you guys, your girlfriends, your spouses are pissed off because you got so many project guns going on? I mean, there used to be, I mean, there was a time 10 years ago, the only 80% firearms were the AR-15 platform. But that's changed now, and it's hundreds of firearms that you can do project guns on. Hundreds. Well, now Cuomo wants to make you a felon for doing that. And the Rifle and Pistol Association, Tom King, has endorsed it. He's endorsed it. And I've got a paper here in my desk that has this lovely photograph in this article. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, this was on, what was this? This was the truthaboutguns.com. Truthaboutguns.com. How the Rifle and Pistol Association wants to help end homemade guns. It's right here. Tom King, head of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, said, quote, "These 80% guns are providing a way for prohibited people to buy a firearm. It appears that what was meant to be some sort of an item for competitive shooters and serious shooters has now maybe turning into a criminal enterprise. So this guy, and by this guy I mean Tom King right here, Tom King, the guy who is fighting for gun owners, who everybody in Albany tells us he's never even in the building. He's the guy who's publicly endorsing Cuomo's attack on your freedoms. So they're screwing you. The Republican apparatus, they're screwing you. We talked about how we got Senator Laval, who thank God is retiring, Senator Boyle, and a whole bunch of members of the Assembly, Republicans I'm talking about here, who backed red flag gun seizures last year. I mean, they all talk about how Cuomo's terrible and Cuomo wants to take away the guns. And then they don't want to not only not fight against him, they vote yes. They vote yes. Terrible. So they're screwing you. Everybody is screwing gun owners. No one tells you what's going on. Everybody is trying to attack us, and we say, enough, the hell with that. Those old apparatuses, those old groups, let them go and die. Let them go and die. If you're a grassroots gun owner and you care about your freedom, if you want to leave anything resembling freedom to your children, for your kids, for your grandkids, for our state, then this is where you need to be involved. This is where you need to be involved. It's joinnysfa.com, and you got to get the updates. We do videos as often as we can, but it's a lot of time spent in Albany, a lot of other things going on. And so at the very least, if you opt in to receive our text messages, you'll know what's going on. And that link is above this video. It's nysfaupdates.com. NYSFA, New York State Firearms Association, updates.com. We can't fight the way we fought in the past. The politics of appeasement didn't do crap. It's the Republicans that gave us the SAFE Act. We all know this. And look, the point of this video, by all means, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to say that the guns alone, we all know Cuomo is the problem. But we have to get real with who the enemy is. Hussein says, okay, we understand and appreciate the information. Mudslinging and sensationalism aside, how about an actionable plan to have upstate counties declare themselves Second Amendment sanctuaries? Hussein, I appreciate the question, but dude, slow your roll. It's not mudslinging. It's the facts. Gun owners, before we can possibly be feared as a political fighting force again, we at the very least have to understand who our enemies are. And it's not just Cuomo. And we have to know this. Because if gun owners are taking action or supporting fraudulent gun rights organizations that are aiding the enemy, well, then what does that make them? And we have to know who's on which side of this. We have to know who our enemies are. Let me kill this call here 1 second. We have to know so we can take action. Now, as far as an action plan, who's saying we're going to have dozens of pre-written advocacy campaigns on this page. We already have some going right now. Emailing your lawmakers, texting them, calling them, leaving them video updates, etc. That's all happening. As far as the sanctuary counties, that is a top priority. We're trying to figure out the best way to help give you guys the information you need to lead in that fight, and that's coming. But give us some time, Hussein, because nobody else is fighting. Nobody. Someone texted me here and said, and don't forget what happened in 2018 in the gubernatorial elections. And that, where was that, John? I think it was John who said that. Stole my line. You stole my line, John, because we can't forget that either. 2018, right? Cuomo sails to victory. Was it like 59 to, 41% or whatever it was? Sailed to victory. And there's lots of reasons for it, but one of those is because Mark Molinaro and Julie Killian, they back the same gun control. I mean, you've all seen the videos, right? Lieutenant Governor candidate, the GOP nominee, Julie Killian, says she fully supports the SAFE Act and would do nothing to take it back. I mean, this is madness. Mark said he supported further common sense gun controls. Common sense gun controls. I mean, everybody is trying to screw gun owners. Everybody, the way it seems, in Albany, is trying to screw gun owners. And so this fight has to be totally revamped from the top down, bottom up, whatever you want to say, left or right. We need to start with acknowledging who our enemies are. We have to then figure out who, if any, friends do we have. And the good news is that there are friends in Albany, and you guys are going to see video updates with these friends, with us in the near future. Figure out who our enemies are, figure out who our friends are, and then figure out from there what the heck is even going on. And to do that, you simply have to go to nysfaupdates.com and opt in to receive our communication. It's never been harder for nonprofit organizations like ours to do email communication with our members. There's always people trying to attack our platforms. And so if you opt in, take 2 minutes, take 30 seconds, and opt in, you're not going to be left out. You're not going to be cut out. You're going to know what's going on, and you're not going to be left out in the cold wondering what's happening in Albany. You're going to hear about it firsthand. So that's the third step, is to get involved and know what's going on. And then from there, once you receive the action alerts from us, these are jam-packed with action items you can take. We don't just say, bad crap has happened in Albany, call somebody. No. These emails, all this stuff is going to be designed to be one-click advocacy. We'll say, hey, Senator this SB 7065 is going to have a vote in committee. Needs you to take action. Take this one-click link, hit the button with one click of your finger, and fire off an email, a tweet to your lawmaker. You can call them and leave them a video message as well. It's going to be instantaneous. And from there, we're going to break this down and potentially begin to help you guys build out a sanctuary county process over time. But our fight right now has to focus, and we have to focus most of our attentions on Albany. That fight is happening today. It's happening as we speak. This fight is raging right now. Craig says there could be enemies in here right now. Yeah, there certainly could be. James says, do you think the bail reform may be used to attack the Second Amendment even more? Any angle they've got, James. Yes, any angle they got. Benjamin Rivera says, where is the link? Benjamin, I'm going to post it right underneath your comment. It is a pinned comment in the comment section, but I'm going to pin it for you again, or post it for you again. I pinned it right there, Benjamin Rivera. So you can join up at joinnysfa.com, or you can get signed up to be opted in to email and text alerts from this organization. Folks, we have to, like I said, we have to remember that someone says, how did we get here? One of the comments, how did we get here? It didn't just happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. Gun owners like you people, you didn't give up. You didn't quit. You didn't stop caring. The organizations and the lawmakers and all these people who said they were fighting for you, they betrayed you. They betrayed us. They are the ones that sat there and said, we'll take care of this, we'll fight, and they didn't fight at all. And so we have got to start back at ground zero. That's what this organization is all about, grassroots mobilization, giving you guys the tools that you need to take action on your own behalf. And we're going to do this in a way that's never been seen before up here. Never happened. Never happened. James says, we've got to take our state back and get Cuomo out of office. This dictator must end, and his dictator must end here in New York State. I will join right now. Thank you, James. Thank you. It's joinnysfa.com. Guys, take a moment when you're done here. I'm going to sign off here just a moment. Take a moment, sign up for the updates, opt in to receive email and text alerts. Take a moment if you want to join at Join NYSFA. But whatever you do, take a couple seconds and share this video. Let people see what's going on. Make sure they know there's a fight going on. There's a way now to fight back for the first time in a very, very long time. I'm also getting some comments on the other platform here saying, will you come and speak to our local gun events? Yes, as we have time. If you have a group of guys that want to hear firsthand what's happening in the state, in Albany, give me a call to the office. We'll schedule something and get myself or somebody out there so you guys know what's happening in Albany, guys. That's what I have time for right now. Get involved, opt in, join, share this video. We'll be in touch. You guys have a great day.